lunch today is some leftover poppy seed chicken and mashed potatoes, along with some broccoli. The leftovers are from lunch yesterday, Sunday lunch. Our neighbor lady that lives in the same apartment complex invited my housemate and I for lunch yesterday, and she made poppy seed chicken and mashed potatoes. So yummy. Hello everyone. It has been a very quiet Monday. It is Monday afternoon and I've just been doing some editing work, article editing for my job, and it's just felt quiet around here, restful, just a good Monday. I got quite a bit of work done, which I was thankful for, and it's just a beautiful day outside. I had the fireplace going earlier this morning because it was chilly, but now I have the window open. It's like 53 degrees. I just checked it on my phone. Later today, I'll be probably going outside and doing some yard work, helping the older couple that takes care of the grounds here. So I thought I'd just pop in, check in with you guys. I can't believe it's another week of quarantine. And I was thinking this morning about how I still have a number of projects I'd like to do while I'm still staying home, but I'm feeling just a little bit burned out with it too. I don't know, this week I just feel like I'll probably do some projects, like just some small painting projects maybe. But the one thing that I would really like to get done this month more while we're still in stay-at-home is to do more reading. And more often than not, like in the evening, I'll pick up my phone or I'll watch a little something, which nothing wrong with that, but I would just like to make it a project, one of my projects this week, to read instead of picking up my phone. So I thought I'd just take you guys with me, let you all know how that's going. I have a couple books that I would really like to read, and I'm probably biting off more than I can chew, but I've had this book started for a long time. I think I showed you on another video like 2 months ago. It's called First Light by Bodie and Brock Taney. It's not a genre I usually read, but I'm part of a Facebook reading group, and one of the month we were supposed to read a historical novel. And someone had given me this book, and I thought that might be a good time to read it. I've only gotten like a couple chapters read. And then my dad had told me I should read this book right now, The Illuminati by Larry Burkett. It's an older book. It's one we had in our home for years while I was still at home. And it's just not, again, not the genre I usually read or am, interested in. But I've heard it's a really good book. And just with the COVID-19 and everything that's going on in the economic crisis or whatever, just reminded him of this book. And then for my book club this month, I'm part of 2 book reading groups. One is a book club that's local, and we get together once a month, which the last time we just had our meeting on Zoom, and we'll probably do that again. I think the end of next week or sometime next week is our next meeting. And I'm looking up the book that we're supposed to be reading for that. It's a Wendell Berry book, Hannah Coulter. I ordered it on Amazon today, but I'm going to start listening to it. I've heard the audio version is pretty good. And that's more of a classic book. So that book was originally published in 2004, so it's newer than I thought. My favorite genre to read is usually memoir, but I actually don't have any of those going right now. I want to get through these, and then I have some memoirs I'd like to read as well. Okay, my memory card got full, so I'm trying to think of what I was talking about and where my train of thought was. I think I was saying that memoir is one of my favorite genres, and I also like self-help and Christian living books. Reading is sometimes more of a discipline for me, but I do really enjoy it. It's kind of my happy place to read and talk about books. But I'm a bit more of a slower reader, but I've also learned, especially I was an English major in college, and I learned to read fast. So I read a lot faster than I used to. I'm thinking this week of trying to read fast and see if I can get through a couple books. Maybe it's this huge goal that I'm not going to meet, but I also know how much time I spend on my phone or watching things. This last while, I'm really into watching like vintage game shows. There's this old show called Password Plus. Some of you have probably heard of it or watched it when you were younger. I recently discovered that, and of course any game with words I just love, and I don't know, I'm just watching episode after episode of those. And that's nothing wrong with that, but I would like to this week kind of make it my project to reach for a book instead of my phone, and I'll let you all know how that goes. I think for my personality, from what I've heard, reading it's kind of a way to de-stress. And I also just like reading because I think it opens up your world and helps you, I mean, depending what kind of reading you're doing, but if you're reading about other people and cultures and things that make you think differently about the world and maybe what you've always thought about life and other people and cultures, and be more sympathetic of others. I like how To Kill a Mockingbird, I can't think of the author, I have the book right up here, how she talks about getting into someone else's skin and walking around in their skin for a while, and how that's good for all of us to do. And I think reading is one way we can do that. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm thinking about right now. We'll see how the week goes. I don't know what's going to happen. More often than not, it feels like I end up here on this couch to do my editing and work. I have my desk out in the sunroom and have this nice setup, but I don't know, this couch or the chair over there always feels softer and more comfortable. Having fun reading y'all's comments. Thank y'all so much. Y'all are so sweet. And McClelland says, it's so fun to decorate when you find your own style, and I agree. At first you're like just replicating exactly what other people are doing because you don't really know how. And Troyer says she's starting with a farmhouse style decorating but feels pretty far behind. And yes, I totally get that. I remember how it was when I first started collecting things, but it's amazing how fast, after a couple years goes by, how fast you can collect things, and then it becomes a little easier. Jean Marie says she's from Florida and her outdoors look so different than here, and I love thinking about Florida at this time of the year too. Margaret Hess says, thank you for sharing your decorating backstory. Thanks for saying that. It always feels a bit vulnerable when you share personal things. Linda Whitaker says, very friendly and welcoming. People will feel quite at home sharing a cup of tea and is sweet. I love that picture. I feel sometimes like when I'm reading comments that's what I'm doing, is sitting around my home with you all. Ella Martin says, your style looks like it's leaning toward minimalistic and I like it. Wow, that's really an interesting comment because I do love the minimalism. Ella Martin has given me a lot of good suggestions and I really appreciate that. It gives me ideas for new videos and what you all would like to see. Johanna says, I've now regretted some of the things I've decluttered, especially fabric things. Love the way you decorated the piano. Thank you, Johanna. And yeah, that's what I'm scared of. I want to start decluttering and getting rid of some of my decor, but I know I'm going to regret some of the things. At Home I'm Mum left a comment as well, and this is a shout out for At Home I'm Mum. I have started watching her channel recently. She's from the UK. I just love to watch people from other countries and see how other cultures and the landscape. Occasionally she goes on drives like to town and she'll show some of the countryside, and I just find it so fascinating and interesting. So if you're looking for a new channel, she's a small channel and I'm sure she'd love more viewers and subscribers, and I think you'll enjoy her channel. Okay, I have a change of clothes and I'm heading outside to work in the yard. It's beautiful out there, but it's chilly. I came back in to put my leggings on. Whew, I am parched. Hard work out there. Well, it is about 20 after 7 and I am making myself some tea. I still have my dishes, but came in from picking up the sticks and showered and changed back into my shirt from today. And I think I'm just gonna relax tonight. I thought about running to Walmart a little bit because I do need a few things. But I think maybe I'll just sit and read for a while and then maybe even go out to Walmart later tonight for my things. But normally at this point I would probably watch something or go on my phone a lot. But I think I'm gonna read. I'll show you all how much I've read so far. I am on chapter 4 and I'm probably going to read, it's about 7:30. That clock is still an hour behind because I haven't taken it down. I'm going to read for probably about an hour and I'll let you all know how much I've read in an hour from now. And I should tell you all the setting of this book a little bit. It is set in Jerusalem. And so far it's during the Roman rule when the Jews were rebelling. The main character works in the palace of Herod, and it talks about Susanna and Joanna working for Herod, so it's based off of the biblical version of the Gospels. I like biblical history. I'm usually more in the nonfiction genre, but I think story is a good way to learn history as well. I'm well into chapter 5. It's taking a little longer than I thought to read. I had a couple interruptions, but there's so many different characters, and I kind of went back and read in the beginning a little bit to refresh myself. One of the main characters is a young blind man who I'm guessing is going to meet Jesus. Yes. And there's a little bit of a romance plot going on there as well. So that always makes it interesting. So yeah, it's a pretty sad time. It's time during a rebellion and lots of people dying and being killed. And wow, the Walmart parking lot is so empty. I hope they're still open. I think they were planning to close at 10 or 11 maybe. I decided to pop back in here real quick and finish out the vlog. And yes, last night Walmart was closed at 8:30. I didn't realize that. So I'll probably have to run out there today as I was finishing editing this video, I kind of had an idea. I was thinking about the books I'm reading, and I thought it'd be really interesting to hear what books you all would recommend or what you're reading right now, if you like reading or if you don't. And then when I was thinking about that, I thought it would be kind of fun to do another little giveaway kind of thing. It won't be as big of a one this time. I would love to just do a drawing from everyone who comments, and then just do a little giveaway. I mean, and this is actually going to be for international as well, because it might just be a card and, you know, a bag of tea or something that's not real heavy. So if you would like to enter that, I would love to hear, and maybe we can all read each other's comments, and, you know, we can get ideas from each other. And I also wanted to let you all know that I have a P.O. box. Carrie had asked me about that, and so that got me to thinking about putting my P.O. box up, and she sent me this encouraging, cute little card. So thank you, Carrie, so much. That was sweet of you. And if I do any painting projects, I will make a video of that, of course, and show you guys. I don't know if that's going to happen today or when I'm going to put another video up, but it was good chatting with you all again. Hope you're having a good week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! I want to share something really exciting with you all. This morning, there was a grosbeak. Is it a rose-breasted grosbeak, I think it's called, on my feeder. I couldn't believe it, and now it's jumping around out there in the trees. I was so excited. It's kind of more of a rare bird, I think. I mean, not a rare bird, but it's just beautiful. Come to the feeder so they can see you. Thank you. There it is. Isn't that just a beautiful bird? Oh, I think it might have seen me.